I often teach very mathematical classes, which either you get, absolutely get, or you don't get. In math, we often say there's an answer, a right answer, and a wrong answer, right? The first year I was teaching, I sucked. I truly sucked. I was a horrible teacher, and I knew it. The students knew it. They knew it in the sense that, I'd get average course evaluations, I'd walk out of class not knowing what was happening, which was clear, right? And many things were bad, right? The next year I tried doing this. I was still not very good, but at least one thing had changed, which is I'd started memorizing students' names. Anthony, what properties of the polynomial should we choose? Which meant that at least now at an individual level, I could identify, instead of that it being a faceless sea of faces, I could identify with the scores of the students, how they were doing. I could corner them outside class and ask them what was going on.
He remember our names within a week. So every time he asks a question, he call our name, and that really makes me. He is very friendly.
Professor Jackie is really. He got clear explanation to all of us, and although he does not understand our language, he's really sensitive that he knows when do we understand or do not understand the questions, and he is able to explain in different way for the same concept for us, so that all of us can understand fully.
It's often been a challenge to get students to talk. I always carry fruits to class. So, okay, who has a question, right? Or good answer, good question, or whatever, right? That sometimes is actually a disincentive. Students are like, no, I don't want to be the special one. But then they start getting friendlier. Nowadays they request, can we have chocolate next time? Or can you bring those special little guavas next time? Or whatever. So it's a little bit of out-of-pocket expenses, but that seems to help, right?
His homemade breakfast really important for us. First, tasty, and second, many of us haven't had breakfast before our class because we have to rush through a classroom, and really refreshing.
To encourage that has been challenging, again, partly because of the culture of a mathematical classroom. Their expectation is you listen, if you don't understand, you'll fall asleep, and this is what's expected, right? I'm just starting in some sense, like I've been teaching for 5 years, and every year I think of something new, again with just a lot of help from Clear, excellent support. I teach mathematics, and again so far it's been in some ways it's different from the math classes I was taught. I try to make it more active, but it's still very much like chalk on board or marker on whiteboard sort of experience, right? Someone writes things down and then everyone tries to understand.
He speak his Indian style Chinese, which is, for example, "Meng meng有冇問題啊?" It's really funny that so every time he speak it, our class will burst into laughter, and his tone is really energetic and clear, that higher than our expectation.
What different courses have started experimenting with, especially languages, but also other like medicine, physiology, other courses have started experimenting with the use of computers in education. And for the longest while, it wasn't clear to me how I could teach something as technical as differential equations, vector calculus, using computers. Because to me it seemed like, well, you really need to write the equations and solve it. So more than anything else, like I think, okay, so this is one particular thing I'm excited about, but maybe the bigger thing is all these ideas have come partly because I talk with my colleagues, because I enjoy teaching, so I try to grab ideas from them about how to teach. I talk to people from Clear who often have good, if somewhat abstract, theories on how to teach and so on. I've periodically invited people to come and sit in my classroom, people from Clear, but also other instructors, and learning from them has been probably the best way to learn how to improve myself, and it's just been great. Like, it has transformed from being in the first year something that was a chore, something that I was a bit afraid of, walking to a classroom which felt a little bit not threatening, but I felt like I wasn't making a difference, to being something that I wake up in the morning and it's something I'm excited to do. I walk out of a classroom just pumped full of energy because it's fun. It's really fun, and I'm being paid to do it. So that's really good.